Here we are to find the domain of the function f of x equals the square root of the quantity x plus 1 divided by the quantity x minus 3. I believe it is useful here to consider writing the quotient as a product. We're going to write it as the square root of x plus 1, which we'll designate by g of x, times the reciprocal of x minus 3, which we'll designate by h of x. And so f of x is the product of g of x and h of x. Now, the domain of a product function is the intersection of the domains of its factors. So the domain of f is going to equal the intersection of the domain of g and the domain of h. So let's look at the domain of g. The domain of g will be restricted by the fact that we're looking at a square root function, and so the x plus 1 must be greater than or equal to 0. This says x must be greater than or equal to negative 1. The domain of h is restricted by the fact that it is a reciprocal function. The x minus 3 cannot be 0. So x cannot be 3. If we graph both of these domains on the same number line, the first one says the domain includes all numbers starting at negative 1 and going to the right. The second domain includes all real numbers except for 3. So when we take the intersection, we will have everything from negative 1, including negative 1, up to 3, not including 3, and values that are greater than 3, not including 3. So the domain of f in interval notation will equal the interval starting with negative 1 up to but not including 3, union the interval from 3 but not including 3 up to infinity.